What do you? Oh, yeah, start. Wow.
Crazy,
Hello.
right?
How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How you doing today?
I cannot believe that we're sitting here right now doing this
It's a
because
vibe, right?
it's
It's a
crazy.
vibe.
We're sitting here. We'll paint a picture for you folks
Yeah.
that are our fans. We're in a town in Connecticut, small town,
Beautiful small town.
beautiful small town.
Right out of work.
Straight out of work, we're like, let's do it. Let's just go down and let's just talk about it. Sometimes I feel like if you don't like just do things on a whim, it never gets
It
done
never
at all.
happens. But you know what it is, though? I think that it comes a certain point in time where spontaneity, I actually said it correctly. I always have a hard
I
time
can't
pronouncing
believe
that
you
word.
just said that. I would
Yeah,
never even freaking
spontaneity.
attempt.
Spontaneity. Spontaneity. Like, you just gotta go
That
for
didn't
it.
sound right.
I know. I'm like,
Thank God we don't have a video on us right now.
oh my gosh. These two crazy ladies.
Guys, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Hello.
I'm Kate.
I'm Shayna, but nobody knows me by Shayna, so they call me Shabs or Shaba.
Okay, we have to tell people after about this.
Shaba.
I'm like, why? Okay, let's paint the picture for him. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Bro, dude.
Can I just say I'm 21, please? Okay. I'm 38. I'll be 39.
You're 38, you're going to be 39. I just turned 40. And things are changing. And as we progress in this show, we're going to tell people about how we knew each other in high school. You say that I gave you a ride home. I don't recall that ever, but you know what? I must have been your hero, and that's fine. I was older than you.
You were.
And I drove a Volkswagen.
I drove the bus. I sat on the bus. Shout out to those bus drivers. Holla.
I do remember you in track, though.
And cross country.
Well, it's the same thing.
It's not, buddy. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So we're starting a show. We're starting a podcast, and we figured you and I talk daily. We talk in the morning, the same time every single day.
Every morning.
And even if we don't have anything to talk about. So we're like, let's bring it to a podcast and see if anyone has any interest in engaging with us.
Facts.
And if they don't, that's fine. I'd like to think that there's other people in our age that kind of feel like things are changing, life's changing. I think you see things from a different lens.
I think you do, but you know what it is too? I think people automatically assume by seeing us hanging out together, or they might see some of the silly stuff we post, right? That we're one way. But I think this podcast might actually change that, you know?
Yeah, because you and I make dance videos.
We do.
And
I don't know if you call it dance. Sometimes I would say, our dance videos are straight up fire.
Dance by interpretive dance?
Oh, interpretive dance. Yes, interpretive dance, But I just think it's different because people automatically assume, like, that we're both super extro. Okay, maybe I am a little extroverted.
No, but what people don't realize is that there's times where either I'm just mentally in a low spot, like I'm just drained, my cup's not full, and I have the time to make videos, but we don't.
We're tired. Man, let me tell you, momming ain't easy, right? Momming teenagers.
Stressing
girls,
ain't easy.
Stressing ain't easy. Full-time jobs, right?
Yeah.
Besides the other stuff that we do, whether it's volunteering or whatever, it is not.
I mean,
easy,
you do a lot. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna do a whole episode on that 1 year that Shaba had.
Oh gosh, that 1 year, that was a tough year.
But you know what? You're 38. I will tell you that I feel so far in my first 40 years, I feel like my mid to late 30s were my absolute most difficult years of my life.
Yeah.
I have felt like in my 30s, my mid to late 30s, a change in my body, mentally, physically. I don't know if it's hormones. I'm starting to think it is now. There's not enough education towards women and your hormones, especially as you get older.
There's not. That's true.
Dude, I'm telling you, I feel like I was like in a blender. Like my life was, I was spiraling in a mental state. Yeah. I don't even think I've ever told you that, but I feel a calmness now. And I'm like, I'd like to think that I've gotten past whatever that was.
Right.
What like for you, when do you think the hardest years were?
Oh man, I'd have to say,
And God, we're young. We haven't even hit,
yeah, buddy, we're young.
but
I'd
so
say my
far.
early 30s. There was a lot going on in my
Yeah,
early 30s
man.
for me, bud. Divorce, a
Yeah.
whole new change of how life was just in
Dynamics are
general.
different.
Dynamics are different, friendships are different. Early 30s, right? And things,
Yeah.
obviously continue to change. You're never the same person you are. A year ago, what is it? A year ago, 10 years ago, even a month ago, right? I just feel like at this stage in my life, 38, I feel like I'm living the most that I have.
Really?
Yeah, buddy. I feel like
That's
I'm living the most that
crazy.
I have.
That is so
Well,
crazy.
wait, hold on a minute. The little bit that I can remember about. See, I'm already coughing. 21. 21 was the year. What little bit I could remember about 21. No, but in all seriousness, I think that after that stage, right? That 21 stage, you're young, you're at your prime. I mean, who says it's your prime? Who knows? But you're at supposedly your prime, right?
Yeah.
You're living life, doing your thing, whatever. And then when you start settling down, you have kids. I feel like for some, and I can only speak for myself, I was all in on being a mom, all in on being a wife. That's what my whole entire world in life revolved around, right? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing. That's a choice that you make as an individual, of things that you want to focus on. But you kind of lose your identity a little
I was
bit.
honest to God,
You know what I
you
mean?
lose your identity,
You
and it's
do. You don't really know what it is that you like, right? If somebody, I think thinking back, I had worked at this bookstore, right? True story, buddy, true story. And I had a coworker of mine ask me, I think I might have told you this before. She had said to me, she was like, well, Sheena, outside of your kids, what makes you you? And I was super offended at the time. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, being a mom is what defines me, right? Looking back at that, I'm like, man, maybe she saw something I didn't. I don't even know what defined me at that
you
time.
know what?
You know,
Women just need to be extended grace.
we do,
Like
and we need to extend it to ourselves too.
we do. Like, listen, I've always wanted to advance my career. I think for me, part of my identity is what I create in this world. So I'm a creative by nature. If I'm not putting out content, but I do that because I absolutely love it. Some women are career lawyers, doctors, things like that. They dedicate a lot of time to their craft, to this, that, and maybe the husband or whoever, the wife, the
Mm,
significant other, plays a bigger role. And I don't think women should be put down for that. You know,
right.
I think that there's still that whole thing. I was raised on traditions,
Oh,
or that's
for
where
sure.
I came from.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
my mom was a homemaker, which is like the hardest job ever.
Shout out to Mrs. P.
You know
Love
what
you.
up? And
Love you, Queenie.
her whole identity was her family. But I feel for me, my identity needs to be a few things: what I leave behind in this world, how I am as a mother, a wife, a friend, or this
Love
or
it.
that. You know
Love
what I'm
it.
saying?
Love it.
And
Right.
I want to say one other thing to you because I feel like you said something, which is, um, that we're different people. We're not the same person we
You're
were a year
not.
ago.
You're not.
To the people in my mid to late 30s, I'm sure I've crossed paths with people where they didn't get the best version of me. And I just want to put that out there, that I acknowledge that. And I think I want to be transparent there. I didn't like me. I didn't like me during those years. So how could I extend the best parts of me to others? I couldn't. I was finding my way.
That's deep, buddy.
Yeah.
That's really really deep. You know what? I think that that's how I was in my early 30s. Honest to God, I know it's gonna sound crazy to people. Like in your early 30s, you weren't the best of you. I was a very angry, upset person for a lot of reasons. That we don't really need to get into right now, but a lot of reasons, buddy.
If we
And
get 5 million views, she'll tell you the tell all.
oh gosh, I mean, if
I'm
I can
playing
get
a
a
joke.
publisher or something, I mean, I'm here to sell my story. I mean, shoot.
Right?
No, no, but for real, like early 30s, I think that it was a tough time, bud. Early 30s was a tough time. And it's crazy looking back because I think when you're a kid, you're like, your late 30s is so old, right? Like my kids think, I'm ancient, of course.
That's crazy.
Right?
Knock it off, you guys.
I'm like, guys,
kids, knock it
some
off.
slack.
That's not fly. Do not do that. Like
they think I'm ancient, but I feel like these are like the best days, and I get to enjoy them more and just enjoy all of these different experiences. Simple little things like a day at the beach and just hanging out without any plans. Like to me, that's everything. You know what I mean? Whereas before it'd be like, oh my goodness, there's always something you could do. Okay, well, let's do this or let's do this. You always had to have an itinerary.
I definitely
everything had to be planned.
Less. I'm better with less. If I don't have, yeah, I get that. I get that.
And it goes back to, I know, like, I can only speak for myself, the spontaneity part, and I said the word again.
Damn,
there we go.
I'm telling you, you're on fire.
But it goes back to the spontaneity and just not having that plan, right? You go to work, you have, expectations of you within that set amount of time, and then you might have your kids' games, and, you and I are totally here for those games. What was that?
Bro,
was that like a bird
the biggest spider I've ever seen?
Stop it.
No, I'm
seriously.
joking.
Stop,
no,
buddy.
We're under a maple tree.
Okay. Spiders and snakes.
Don't do it.
Not here for it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, I don't know. I feel like late 30s, for me, it's an awesome time right now. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
No, it's I like the feeling of it for sure. I don't like the age, but I like the feeling of it. There's a calmness that comes with it because you know what? You start to realize, wow, my parents were right, or this person was right. And you start to give a shit less about what other people think or society thinks.
Right.
And
facts.
And I think that is a huge weight lifted off of your shoulders. I would say to people in their 30s, if somebody asked me, like, what's the best advice you could give, is to really understand that as you age, you're going to realize that it was never the house, the size of the house. It was never the fancy car. It was never the expensive dinners. It was never any of that. It was just
name brands.
It's the simple things in life.
It is.
And you become more content. I think, at least for me, you become never that I was never bougie to begin with. And I'm not bougie because I have no reason to be bougie. But you do become like the simple things, like going to a fair and getting, or for us, like getting hot dogs from Cumberland Farms.
Dude, shout out to Cumbies and their hot dogs.
They don't even sponsor us yet, but they're going to after this because, Cumbies. Dude, you and their tuna fish sandwiches, get out.
Yep, and our special coffee, which we won't disclose right now. Ooh, maybe one day.
We have a special.
Yep.
We have probably. We created out of a very bad time. We'll get into that in an episode.
Yeah, facts.
But we created what I think is single-handedly the best coffee recipe that you can get from Cumberland Farms. Reason being is because Cumberland Farms has a couple things that others don't.
It's true. And if you know how to work with those recipes, man, you can create magic.
You never got the recipe down.
Listen, I didn't. But you know what? I made it my own. It's like the lyrics to a song.
Shaba gets babied, okay? This is what I've learned about you. Is Shaba gets babied. Like you could be driving. This is you all day long.
Oh God, okay. I'm nervous.
I could be driving the car, right? And we'll be lost. Okay. God. And Shaba she's in the passenger side. And I'll be like, dude, I have no idea where we are. And she'll be like, well, we can map. So, but like you just don't, I just don't think you like using your phone because honest to God, I feel like you'll have me trying to get Waze on and drive the car. And you know what I'm saying?
You know what it is? My phone. I don't know what it is about my phone, bro. I have the worst phone ever.
User error.
No. It's like so much more than user error. Because even maps, I try to go on a map, stuff takes too long. And it's not even time to upgrade. And I'm not going to say the carrier that I'm with, but I'm still holding on. I'm not going to upgrade my phone. I'm not. It's not even time.
All I'm going to tell you is I have seen how long your speech bubbles have gone on for what is one sentence.
No, that's me.
What did you get when typing class?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Of course you don't, because it was under 100. You were under 100,
no, listen,
100 words per minute.
Listen,
yes, you were.
No, listen, I'm the worst. You know why I'm the worst? Because I get multiple text messages a day. No, and I don't mean it like that. That came out really, really, ugh. Okay?
We're not going to take that out.
I did not. But I get multiple text messages, and I'm that person that will be sending a text message, right? Talking on the phone with somebody, straightening my hair, watching like whatever's on the news or whatever. Yep, I'm old school like that. I still watch the news. People don't judge me. But
They're going to judge
and then
you.
I think that I sent the text message, man.
That's
Meanwhile, I still have that sentence like getting ready to send, but I didn't
you
send it.
just, you know
I'm the
what?
worst. I'm honest to God. I don't know what happened to me because I used to be very like, okay, I got to finish this thing and then I got to move on to the next thing. Now I'm just like, you know what? If I get up in the morning and brush my teeth and shower, then it is a great morning.
Wow.
If, let's be real. Like that is the whole reason why we did this podcast, because we said we were going to be 100% honest. I'm just saying, like, it's a great day. I did simple tasks, you know. But yeah.
You are such a boozy shithead.
Listen, no, listen. Did you say boozy or bougie?
You're not boozy.
Oh, I was like,
You're
dude,
a bougie shithead, and I can say that to her. She's my friend.
no, she can. That's my bestie. I have bougie tendencies. I have bougie. Blah, blah, blah,
But what about it?
blah, blah, blah. I have bougie blah, blah, tendencies. I wouldn't say I'm bougie anymore, you know, but I have bougie tendencies. I do.
And then, yeah,
I
yeah,
do.
you do. And then there's times where you're picking up a snapping turtle off the side of the road. Dude, that thing could have killed you.
You know what? But I was trying to save it because I do believe in saving the turtles. I do. You know why? Because that turtle didn't know what was going to happen next. He didn't. I knew I couldn't. I wasn't trying to touch him. The
Shaba,
stick
have
was
you
long
ever
enough.
seen?
But
You practically picked him up.
listen, this I felt like the stick was long enough. It was thick enough. So you know what I mean.
That's what
It
she
wasn't.
said.
You know what? I left myself wide open for. Okay. You know what? Can we continue? Holy smokes! This turned.
Yo, on that note, we're gonna
Very
stop
quick.
it there because we're gonna force you to like us,
Yeah.
and we're gonna force you to subscribe to our podcast. No, we're not gonna force you to do anything, but we want.
Oh, we
you
totally
to.
are.
And
Subscribe, okay,
subscribe.
people. If you know what's good for you.
We're getting new. We're not pros at this whatsoever.
Definitely not pro.
We're definitely not pros. We're just sitting down on Main Street, just talking away. And yeah, so please subscribe to the Two Talking Fools. I wanted to call it Salt and Pepper, but you know what? That's not. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it now. But yeah, so it's like you have no idea what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it off air.
Oh,
my God,
boy.
that's fancy. Okay, guys, we love you.
We love you.
And peace.
Peace be with you. Peace be with you.
And also with you.
And also with you, buddy.